We all good? We fine? We chill? We good? How have you been? I've been great. Because of my last video, I felt like I needed like a change to my channel look. So I spent like 5 hours changing my what would you call it, like a cover photo? So I made this like collage thing and it took me so long and I ended up going to bed at like 1 o'clock. If you go to my channel, you'd see that it's not marshmallows anymore. It's this weird collage with cats and chicken nuggets. So just know that that took me like 5 hours. So in the middle of January, I don't remember the date because anything related to school I like to burn out of my brain and get it and just throw it in the pits of hell, so I don't remember it when I'm older. Most New Zealand teenagers got their exam results. Wow. Whoa. Really? What? In January? Huh? I don't know how other countries work, but New Zealand's weird, so yeah. So we don't go into school and get them or get them mailed to us. What we do is we have to go onto this website, log in, and look them up ourselves. And the thing is that probably 3 million other... Wait, there's only like 4.5 million other people in New Zealand. What am I thinking? Like 600,000 other students are logging in at the same time. So it takes so long to load. So it's like been 2 hours waiting with your laptop, desperately trying to see what you get. So it's not even worth the wait. And then finally, you see your results and you just cry. Just last week, I got my actual NCEA papers that I actually did last year in November sent to me. So this is what this video is going to be about. Me going over them and remembering what I actually wrote. So I already knew my results. So I got achieved with my drama. I only had to do 1 paper in 3 hours, so I got a lot of time to do that, which was good. For English, I had to do 2 essays in 3 hours. Sadly, I failed the movie one, but I passed the Shakespeare one. Am I a genius? Yeah, I am. And for my biology, I passed both of them, which I needed, and that's good. So I got a merit on one of them and achieved on the other. So I'm very proud of myself because externals are always harder than internals. Let's start with my English one. So for my English, they give you like statements that you have to choose from, and then that is what you need to write your essay on. Oh, look how messy my writing is. Oh, that's what happens when you only have 3 hours to write 2 essays. Oh, it's so gross. Let's read some. Okay, let's start with the introduction. During the book, Much Ado About Nothing, okay, you don't start a level 3 essay with during the book. At least say the smart work for book, Emma, like novel or something like that. God damn it. No wonder I'm stupid. Many characters change greatly throughout, gripping the reader and making the plot more exciting. I wrote exiting. Wow. In particular, characters Claudio and Don Pedro turn wicked and shame innocent hero, and characters Beatrice and Benedict change from hating to loving. Let's go to a paragraph. Oh, here's a good bit. Don Pedro and Claudio publicly shame hero at the wedding. Claudio stating, "There, Leonato, take her back. Give not this rotten orange to your friend." This line was very harsh as hero was a splitting image of purity and innocence, and now all Claudio sees her as a decayed fruit.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
A decayed fruit. I can't believe I wrote that. All Claudio sees her now as is a decayed fruit. That's when you know you hit an all-time low, when you can't think of any other metaphor, so you just write, because Claudio called her a rotten orange, I'm just gonna say that he thinks her as a decayed fruit. That poor marker. I wonder if she actually laughed when I wrote that. So I think With the mark of 3, I think I just passed that. Which is good because Shakespeare, in my opinion, it's very hard to write about and the quotes are so long. It took me so long to memorize quotes from that book, I swear. And then this one was the one that I failed, which I had to write an essay on the movie Atonement. Don't watch that movie. That movie fucked me up in so many ways. It just frustrated me so much. It's a movie that you just watch it and you think more things can't go wrong and they just go wrong. Oh wow, look how more messy my writing is in this one. You can tell that this one I wrote second. I'm surprised the markers could even read my writing, to be honest. Oh, look at that page. Maybe that's why I failed, because I write so bad. I only needed to pass one of my exams in order to pass the whole subject. I didn't need to pass this one. I just needed to pass one of them. Next one up, drama. I just missed merit on this, I think. I think merit I needed a 14 and I got a 13. Drama is so difficult. So many people think that it's a chill subject, but it is literally just like doing another English subject. My teacher sucked. She literally taught us nothing, so I'm surprised that I even learnt anything about this. In this one, we had to write about a play that we watched, but me being a sneaky snake, I wrote about one that I performed in, but pretended that I watched it. And I did this because I memorized the whole play because I performed in it. So that way, it was easier for me to memorize quotes. That was probably bad of me, but the markers didn't know. In NCEA, our teachers don't mark them, volunteers do, and they get paid to, so it's like parents and stuff like that. And they don't have our names on it either, so they don't even know who we are. I'm probably not going to read this to you since it was actually a play that I wrote, and I don't want you guys shaming me for a play that I wrote. So, yeah. I'll show you some drawings that I drew in Fear, because I only had a short time. Oh my god, look at that. That is my dream thigh gap right there. Good on you, Clint, having my dream thigh gap. I should be an artist. Huh. In 5. Maybe I did get a merit. Next up, biology. Now, I stressed most about biology because biology is a subject that I'm actually going to pursue because I am going to be a vet nurse, hopefully. But I am a smart cookie and I passed both of them, so go me. Let's start with animal and plant responses. Oh, my eyes. Look how messy that is. Does that look familiar to you guys? Those diagrams? I talked about that in one of my update videos, how they did not look like plants at all. Sorry if I'm not looking at the lens, by the way, I keep on looking at the viewfinder. In this paper, I had no idea what I was talking about. Most of it is a load of shit. For example, as the seed begins to germinate, the roots/radicle show the directional response and grow downwards towards gravity. Nah, shoots don't grow downwards. I'm trying to find like a smart bit where you guys think that I'm actually really smart. Auxin at the ends of the roots make the cells shorten, causing the roots to bend downwards towards gravity. As they mature, Manuka releases the chemical. It gives the Manuka an advantage as the chemical gets a what? Girl, I don't know what that is, but I think I know why you achieved that. I got an A4. Huh. That means that I did a good job. That means I passed that question. This next question, I had to describe migration. How did I do that? Migration is traveling in a group to a better place.
Disgusted, I am revolted, I dedicate my entire life to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and this is the thanks I get?
Good job. Wow. That's such a good description at level 3. I'm so stupid, literally. Oh, I mentioned biological clocks. Good job, Emma. That's something that I needed to do. This one's on bees. I had to identify and describe a relationship between Manuka tree and bees, describe process of photoperiodism and explain the photochrome system, and describe photoperiodism. Both the Manuka and bees benefit off each other, brackets, mutualism. The Manuka are long day plants. This means that they need a certain amount of sunlight in order to flower. Because plants don't have senses like animals, they rely on day length, photoperiodism, to tell them when to flower. Photochrome is a chemical in the plant that lets the plant know this. And last but not least, my last one, which is another biology paper, which I did on human evolution. So I had to do both of these in a course of 3 hours as well, like my English. For this one, I had to, in the first question for this, I had to describe 2 evolutionary trends in the structure of hands, explain how changes in environment are likely to have led to changes you have identified, discuss the adaptive advantages that change in the hand and bipedalism could have provided. So this one I practically talked about the thumb and index finger. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Archipelus remellidus. Archipelus rena. That's a type of Homo sapien, which is like a old type of human, I guess, and which is that diagram there. So I just talked about their hand structure and that. And bipedalism is basically walking on 4 feet to walking on 2 feet. So I just explained that in that question. So I just talked about how our hands changed, causing that. Oh, they didn't write anything for what I got for that question. Oh, for the next one, I had to describe the difference between cultural and biological evolution. What should I write for that? Cultural evolution is when something is learnt. So in order to teach a child or the other way around.
What the fuck, Richard?
Yeah, you see, by this point you can tell that I was done. You can tell that I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I have to do. Lord. I basically just talked about how the pelvis changed in order as people gave birth throughout times and how cultural evolution affected it by the skull and pelvis. So obviously, basically, as time goes by, our pelvis became more bigger because our bodies change, and as our pelvis became more bigger and we learnt more things, our skull also became bigger because our brain became bigger. Why am I turning into a teacher? I'm sorry. I'm probably, this is so boring to you probably. And the last question you can see here that I really wasn't trying because my writing is so messy. And I think that question is where I got my good marks to get the merit. So yeah, that is this week's video. I'm scared it's going to be very boring. Yeah, these just came in the mail and I thought that I would go over my failure and suffering with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and like always, if I get to edit on time, you will see it on YouTube. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
Why is there a chopstick on the floor?